So, Ryan Garcia returns after a defeat from Gervonta Davis in April. He returns now. It is in December. And honestly, he looked pretty good this fight. Now, this whole year has been an amazing year for boxing. A lot of great fights. We had Devin Haney versus Loma. We had Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. We had David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. Jermell versus Canelo. There's so many good fights. So many good fights, great fights that happened this year. Although the Canelo one, I know I mentioned it, but no. Right? But this fight coming up, I was actually very excited for. Now, Duarte, I'm not even too familiar with him, but just knowing that Ryan's coming back, and I do like Ryan as a fighter, and I do think he has a lot of things to learn from, but I also think that he has a lot of potential still and a lot to prove. Because a lot of people throw dirt on Ryan's name, and you guys already know from my Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, all of the videos that I made about that I trust Ryan Garcia to become a very, very good fighter, and he is now. I think he's dramatically underrated. Super underrated for, I know people think he's overrated because of all the numbers, but I think he's dramatically underrated for his boxing skills. And I think tonight he showed why he's a good fighter and still has progression to make, but shows exactly where he's at and that he's willing to progress and that he has a great new trainer, Derek James, and he's willing to put in the work to actually make those changes. Now with this fight versus Duarte, honestly, it was very cut and dry. It was very to the point. It was a decent fight. Duarte was mainly just trying to aim for the body all night, honestly. While Ryan Garcia, honestly, I like what I saw. He was throwing a lot of jabs, a lot of combinations, 1-2s, a lot of looping hooks. And one thing about that was pretty new was his defense. Ryan's defense, he decided to come out, sometimes he does a high guard, which he did this fight, but this time he entered the Philly shell a lot more. And how do I feel about his Philly shell? It could look prettier, but it could look prettier. It's more of like he shells up, which is the Philly shell, but he shells up turning to the side, which caused Duarte to hit him to his side a lot, which the ref had to stop. But, it worked. It seemed like it worked. It seemed like Ryan got extremely comfortable using the Philly shell. It wasn't the prettiest, but it seemed like it was working because Ryan was moving forward. Duarte was still hitting him. And sometimes it cracked right through, so it showed that, it still needs to be improved on to make it like Floyd-like, I guess, or to the point where it's bulletproof, damn near kind of like Floyd's. But for the most part, it seemed to have worked. And Duarte couldn't really crack through that much, although he did have some success sometimes, which caused Ryan to tweak. But for the most part, I like the fact that he's working on his defense. He's displaying that he has defense within this fight. And, man, Ryan Garcia ended up knocking him down in the 8th round. And with a I believe it was a left or right hook. I know everybody talks about his left hook, but I believe this one was a right hook. I could be completely wrong. It could have been the left. And then a flurry of punches after he realized Duarte was wobbly, and then down goes Duarte. And then Ryan Garcia wins in the 8th round. But I do have something to say about this match. The last 2 rounds, Ryan Garcia seemed to be running. I don't know if that was the game plan or not. To me, it didn't look like no game plan. It looked like he might have injured himself in some way. So hopefully in the post fight, they asked that question, like, why are you kind of like running the last 2 rounds? I did notice that he was moving a lot more this match than he did any other of his other fights. He was moving around the ring a lot before the last 2 rounds. Because the last 2 rounds, it was plain running. Like, it seemed like plain running, right? Like, it was like fast shuffles. But the other rounds, it was actually like good movement, jab, move. And Ryan said in the post conference on in the ring conference where they asked the questions, he said that Derek James told him, like, if you move, there's gonna be openings, and there was openings, and he caught Duarte. But yeah, it's nice to see him move. Nice to see him use his jab a lot more. It's nice to see him throw combinations, uppercuts. Ryan definitely looked good, and he showcased that he's working. That's the big thing. Ryan showcased that he's working. But overall, I look forward to seeing Ryan Garcia fight bigger names. He called out Rollies in the in-ring conference, in-ring questionnaire. So it's going to be interesting to see him and Rollies getting on if Rollies does decide to. I believe he's injured now. And, yeah, man, he called out Devin Haney, Teofimo. I know Teofimo declined the fight, but we'll see who he faces next. Look forward to seeing him fight. And, yeah, let me know what you guys think of this fight. Comment down below. Let me know. Do you guys think Ryan's improving? Yes? No? We'll see. But, yeah, I'm out. Bow!